You're listening to Stories to Create with your host, Cornell Bunting. Author, motivational speaker, and founder of EHAS Each Episode. Cornell sits down with inspiring voices to uncover the stories that shape who we are and who we're becoming. Get ready to listen, learn, and be inspired. The show starts now.
Yes, Cornell Bunting here, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Stories to Create podcast right here at EHAS Club. And I'm telling you guys, I'm excited. You see her. Well, you probably can't see her because maybe you're just listening to this podcast right now. But of course, we have the one and only Mrs. Universe Jamaica 22, Mrs. Olivia Schmeichel. And we're going to go into a few things. But before we do all that, Mrs. Olivia Schmeichel, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yo, so this is going to be kind of wild. So for a lot of the listeners that are listening, and for you, and I don't know how many of the Stories to Create podcast you have listened to and see how we've done it. But we're going to go back. We always take our listeners back with our guests.
All the way back?
Oh, yeah, all the way back. Because we want you to create a story for us, and in this interview, that's really what it's going to be about. So we want to start out with the little girl, that young girl before all this other glam stuff happening and the entrepreneur stuff you got into and the different jobs you encountered before all that.
Yes. So the little girl, I am native of this rural area in Manchester. Okay. It's called Banana Ground. So
Banana Ground?
Yeah. So okay. A lot of people may not heard of Banana Ground, but Banana Ground is known for its very cold temperatures. One of the coldest places in Manchester, and you heard about cool Manchester. Also, it's known for its views, beautiful views. We're overlooking all of Mandeville and a part of Clarendon. Okay. And the most important thing that Banana Ground is known for is it produces two of our national athletes. That is Elaine Thompson and Nesta Carter.
And who?
Nesta Carter.
Nesta Carter. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes. So in Banana Ground is known for a lot of farmlands. Like most of the residents there, they're farmers, or we're moving away from farming. Okay. So growing up there, I grew up with my mom and dad. Okay. My dad was a farmer. Is still a farmer. My mom is a teacher / pastor.
Wow.
So one would say we grew up very sheltered. Me and my sibling, we grew up very sheltered. There are certain things that we were like not allowed to do. I mean, going on the street, idling on the street, like certain things that we wouldn't be a part of. I'm really, really happy for my upbringing. Growing up with a strict parent, yes, it got me to where I am today. From how far I can remember in my childhood days, I would never change anything about my childhood days, by the way. I would never. As far as I can remember it, the highlight of that, I started running, track and field.
Yeah.
Track and field, as much as I can remember, I started out in primary school. I was winning races.
What?
Oh, yes. I was winning races. I'm not going to go in a race. It's not first or second.
You're the fast girl.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I kept that with me right up until I think I stopped running since 9 years now. I think 9 years I dropped running.
Wow.
Yes. And I also, another sport I got involved in was netball. I started playing netball from high school.
Okay.
And I stopped playing netball 5 years now.
Okay. So
So
you've
I was
been
really attached to my sports lifestyle. So that is what Banana Ground is like. And growing up there, we grew up really strict, growing up around farming, up around natural food, kids playing marble, just the natural things that the kids would do back then and not what it is now to be on their devices. We were able to explore our childhood days, playing in the mud, going home and be schooled after. So
right.
my childhood was like really, really awesome.
What's one thing you can remember when you were young in the farm, like on the farmland and stuff like that, that you were like, now as a grown up, you wouldn't do that?
I we used to we never see danger coming. Like we would ride like my brother, he's the leader of the pack. He would like allow us to climb some trees that we can't even get back down out of. And
Right.
when we look at it, I'm like, oh my God, that is dangerous. I wouldn't allow my daughter to do that. I wouldn't allow my son to do that. It's like so dangerous. I look
Yeah.
back at those things, and we also had a river behind our house, and we would go there when it's raining and just play in the mud and just allow all our bodies to like sink deep under the mud. And I'm looking back at those things. Like I did enjoy it. We did get scolding coming back
Right.
home because we spent hours and hours outside in the rain playing in the mud. But those childhood days, they were very memorable.
What
Very
was
memorable.
what was schooling like? Because you have a lot of people hearing that and they're like, "What is schooling?"
We got whipping, like like real whipping.
Oh my goodness!
my dad, my dad would never have like whipped us, but my dad would like go to my mom and said, "Hey, Katie just did that." Mommy said, "Katie, come on over," and there you
What?
go. Oh yeah, oh
So
yeah.
she had a belt. She had a special belt.
Yes, there were times when there was a bell, there was time when there was something else, like it keep growing because it's been used, right? Wear and tear, you don't need it anymore. Yes, it was like that. I don't think she has changed because she's in early childhood teaching. So her method of discipline is totally different now, totally different right now.
Right,
But
right.
I would not change a thing about my childhood days. I would not change a thing.
Now you said your mom was also a pastor as well. Did she ever push the church thing on you?
You know what? It's a Jamaican culture
Yeah.
where there are two things that you do during the week. You go to school during the week, Monday to Friday.
Hmm.
On Saturday, we do have Saturday worshipers too, but for the typical Sunday worshipers, we do go to school on during the week, and on weekends we'll do our chores, do our laundry, and Sundays church. It's
Yeah,
automatic. You go to
yeah,
school, you go to Sunday school.
yeah.
So we grew up like that. It was never a thing that my mom say you need to baptize or you need to give your life to the Lord. It wasn't anything like that. We grew up in the church and we learned everything for ourselves. So we were able to make decisions on our own. Yes, I got baptized when I was an adult at age 18.
Okay.
I got baptized, but it wasn't an influence from my parents, from my mom, or anything like that. It was just me having that one-on-one conversation and reaching that moment where I'm like, oh my God, I was called, I'm gonna make this decision. So it
Right.
wasn't really an influence from my mom that say we need to be in church or we need to serve the Lord. We pretty much grew up with guidance of biblical guidance, and once we became adults, it's up to us to choose our path that we'll be going.
Mm. Ah, I see. Ah, that's beautiful. So now we got the listeners kind of a earful there with what the upbringing was like. Now we diving into you going into high school. Well, kind of give them the layout of what the schools are like. You have the primary school, then after primary school, what school come next?
Yes, after primary, we have the high school. It can either be high school or secondary, or junior school. But I went to Belfield High. Belfield High
Okay.
is just the same in Manchester, in Williamsville area, close to Kirkvine. Kirkvine is known to bring athletes. These hills, we were trained on these hills, and that's why I can run. All these
Nice.
athletes in Homewood, in Spalding, we use Kirkvine. So I went to Belfield High School, and that's where I started. I started doing sports more. I
Mm-hmm.
started netball. I was
Mm-hmm.
playing for different clubs and I was playing for the school. And that's when I went through more training in track and field. I was going to track meets. Most of these athletes right now who have become national athletes representing Jamaica. I've trained with them. Nesta Carter, we've trained together. Usain Bolt, we've trained together. Most of these people I do have encounter with them on the track and stuff like that. There's a lot more that I can remember, but not everyone took the path of going on to running professionally.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them they migrated for different opportunities in terms of track and field to the States or to different countries. Not sure what happened to them, but it has been more. My high school days was more around sports. That
Okay.
was what it was really more about.
So the academics wasn't a big deal to you.
Oh yes, oh yes. I was in one of the top class, I would say. I think the school system changed now. Back then, when I was going to school, they did the academical levels, they put you by grade. So you will have like the top grade, the top class would be the higher academical student, then the lower, then the lower, then the very, very bottom one were the children who had a lot and don't care much about their academic. So I was in the top class. So I did. And my mom would scold me very, very well if I did not take on my books really well.
What? So you ended up had to become an overachiever.
Oh yes. Oh yes. I was an all-rounder. Was an all-rounder. Even when I went into my training, when I started my career, I was an all-rounder.
Wow. Now we'll go right into that. So what was the first career you went into out of high school?
Right out of high school, I took my mother's footstep and I went into early learning. I I got a certificate and I started doing pre-trained teaching at Cumberland Infant Basic School at the time, Cumberland
Okay.
Basic School, and that's the same school that my mom is principal of. And I went there. I It was merely for a year
Mm-hmm.
when, but my ultimate goal at the time, even though I was doing teaching, was to do some form of military work, whether it's through the police force or the the army.
Mm-hmm.
I did apply for both, and the police called me in no time, and the process went through really smooth. And in 2006, when I was on my 19th birthday, I started my first day of training.
What as a cop?
Yes.
Ooh, 5-0.
Yes. Yes. So you might be wondering, from policing to pageantry, how did that
This
connect?
we won't
It,
we we won't connect it yet. We won't connect it yet because I want the listeners to get
yes.
a full understanding of what life was like as a police officer. So you've become a police officer in Jamaica. What was that like?
Oh, that's a lot. I might have to write a book on that. It
Wow.
it was bittersweet, to be honest. It was bittersweet. I do miss it sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I The part that I really miss, I got involved in community development a whole lot, especially when I worked in the Clarendon,
Yeah.
the Chapelton, Lionel Town, especially
Mm-hmm.
for Chapelton. I
Mm-hmm.
did get myself involved with the community a lot. The schools, the orphanages there, even the churches. I would make regular visits at the church, at the services, talk with people. I from the babies right up to the grandmothers.
Nice.
Um,
Nice.
so my community involvement there, this is where I started finding out my purpose.
Okay.
This is where it all started. In the police force, I also I worked at a particular section department. It's called SISOCA. It's sexual offenses, really.
Okay. Okay.
So I did a lot of investigations around sexual offense and child abuse and just basically anything with human trafficking, anything like that. I have done a lot of investigations on that. It has been, I remember, Cornell, I applied for vacation one
Yeah.
day. You have to get the clearance from the court because you have a lot of cases.
Right.
And I remember I needed my vacation.
Yeah.
And I applied to the court to get clearance to go overseas to Canada for my vacation. And the clerk of court looked at me and said, Miss Michael, you can't go. You have too many cases before the court.
Wow. So you had a lot of open case.
Yes, because I was doing community policing, and I also there were times when working at Sisoka, majority of the cases are coming in.
Mm-hmm.
It's a female officer who has to be in charge.
Okay.
And you know the ratio of female against male in these areas.
Right.
So even when I am on duty, there are times I did 24 hours on shift. There are times I did 24 hours. I remember this particular case, this particular day, I had maybe 5 rape cases, whether it's rape, carnal abuse, any form of sexual offense. I had 5 in one shift. And I had to start that investigation, and I could not leave until, and the morning of around 9 a.m., I had to bring the female to the doctor. And the procedure is that you have to be present during the examination.
Right.
I remember standing in the doctor's office, and 24 hours clocked me standing right there.
Wow.
I never complained because I love my job.
Mm-hmm.
Those were the sweet part. I felt really fulfilled when I was able to do mediation. I did a lot of mediation, by the way. Mediation helps.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of times where there will be maybe domestic abuse, domestic issues, or just conflict on a whole among people in the community. And I remember whenever I finished my shift, my original shift, I would set some time to do some mediation session with people from the community. And I helped so many people through their conflicts, so many families. I was able to bring back families, whether it's the parents and the children. There were a lot of parental alienation that was going on during that time. I helped a whole lot. And to be honest, Cornell, my fulfillment was hearing these people saying thank you. See me on the street, stop me and say, hey, Miss Michael, thank you so much. My daughter is now going back to school and she's behaving herself. These were what I looked forward for. This is what put a smile on my face, not the salary that I look forward for every month. I mean, yes, we need that, but that part of me was that made me feel fulfilled. Like that part of me made me feel really, really pleased with myself of how I was working and using my office.
So let me ask you though, you ever had any run-in with the bad boys? You know, because everyone knew of the island as an island where the bad boys them run the place and the cops them afraid of the bad boys.
Well, let me say from early on, I went on the operational team. You might understand what the operational team is like. So in the policing, I got additional training, meaning more advanced training. So I was equipped with more advanced training to deal with these situations because I was a part of the operational team. They call it OST at the time, operational team, where we focus mainly on notorious criminals. So days in, nights in, I'm out there.
Yeah.
I'll be in the bushes.
What? In the bushes?
We have to be smart. The criminals are smart, so we had to be.
Wow, that is
Being
amazing.
proactive is what we had to do as the operational team. And I'm really, really, really pleased about how the officers, like my teammates, worked. And that's the part that I also miss.
Mm-hmm.
We work together like one. We never leave each other behind. I love that family that we had. I love that family that we had.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I
Did any
worked
of you
within
guys
all those areas.
did any of you guys ever got hurt, or did you ever to
Oh,
witness anything?
yes, Cornell. A lot. A lot.
Oh man,
Yes.
did you lose a few comrades?
Oh, yes. It's a sad moment when I think about it because I do remember these officers working with them, talking with them, eating with them, and just to remember them like that and to see how they go. It's really saddened. Just a few days ago, we lost another police officer, Blair, Constable Blair from Mandeville Police Station. He was a victim of crime, just the same, and he lost his life. It's really sad. It's really sad because I spoke to him like a few days before that, prior to that, and he
Oh
seemed
man.
very well. He seemed
Yeah.
very well, and that officer was a really good officer.
Wow. Why? Why? There's the lot of the fun, but then there's also the seriousness and the stories that bring some sadness sometime as well.
Oh, it's a lot to deal with. It is a lot. You have to be strong.
Man,
Strong to deal with it.
what made you decide to leave the force?
Okay, so I left like 9, 10 years ago.
Okay.
I migrated to Canada.
Okay.
I migrated to Canada. An opportunity came, and I left to Canada.
Okay.
That's another story.
Okay.
That's another story.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's when I left, and I do going to Canada. I lived in Canada for 9 years now, and to be honest, Cornell, there's a part of me that was always missing.
Yeah.
And later on in life, I found out that it is the fact that I wasn't able to have that same community involvement. I realized that is my purpose.
Okay.
And when that part of me was no longer there, I felt like a shell. I felt like I was just working.
Wow.
I felt like I was just working.
Yeah.
And that is what led me back here right now.
Right. So in Canada, the work world, what was the work world like in Canada for you?
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Every young person carries a story of hope, of struggle, of dreams waiting to rise. But in too many underserved communities, those stories go unheard.
At ease, Inc. Everyone has a story. We believe every voice deserves a chance. Through mentorship, empowering programs, and storytelling workshops, we help youth discover their purpose, strengthen their mindset, and build a future they can be proud of.
From classrooms in Jamaica to communities across Southwest Florida,
EHAS is changing lives,
one story at a time.
but we can't do it alone. Join us, become a mentor, volunteer, donate, help us fuel the next generation of leaders, creators, and change makers.
Visit EHAS.org today, because when you help a young person share their story, you help them change their world.
You know what? It was hard.
It was
At
hard.
first it was hard. Maybe
Okay.
because I didn't have closure when I left Jamaica. I
Yeah.
went the first year and a half was very difficult because we're not used to us in Jamaica. We work and we work with our phones sometimes, and we'll have fun while we work. In
Hmm.
Canada, it was a little bit different. It was like a little culture shock for me. I had to be, we had to reach to work, quarter to the hour, put your phone in the locker, chop, chop, chop to work. Coming back from work, you're exhausted, like maximum work. There's no fun while you work. That was my experience.
Yeah.
And I did that. I found that working I went into retail management too, and I realized that I had to put out a lot more aggression to work. I had to put
Hmm.
a lot more aggression to meeting goals.
Right.
Maybe because in the police force, I loved what I did.
Right.
And in Canada, I was in retail management. And to me, it was just a job, to be honest. It was just a
Right.
job.
Wow. So now we coming up to the big bad situation that you're in right now. Like, what what was that like? Becoming Mrs. Universe Jamaica 22, and then the responsibilities that came with that.
Okay, so first of all, I'm loving it.
Okay.
How I got here, as I said, I found out. In fact, I was on a vacation in December last year, and I just felt something that I needed to cut my trip short, go home, and start putting my life back together. Because I, I there and then I knew something was missing, and I knew what was missing. It was my community involvement. It was
Right.
my outreach programs, and I started putting things in place to allow myself to become financially free, and then dedicating my time
Hmm.
to giving back. So that was a part of my goal. So I knew that I needed to do that.
Hmm.
Something compelled me to cut my vacation short. And when I went back home, that was in Edmonton, in Canada.
Wow.
And I started my foundation. I started registering the business. I started doing everything, organizing my life
Right.
exactly where I want to go. And there
Right.
goes a phone call about the pageantry. And believe me, I've been approached a few times about entering modeling or pageantry, and I always decline, always decline. But
Yeah.
this time around, my mouth was like ready to say no, and it's like I was like
You're
compelled,
hesitant.
compelled
Okay.
to do it.
Yeah. Wow.
So afterwards, I think about it. This works perfectly with everything that I was setting for my life. So they said, whenever you pray for something, make sure you're prepared to have it.
You're
And
prepared
this
to
was
get
my
it.
prayer has been answered, and I did not know it was going to come in the form of pageantry.
Yeah, that's awesome. Wow. So now, now you got the title. What are some of the stuff that you've been doing, like, in the community with the kids? What has that been looking like?
Okay, so right after the pageant, I went to Sofia, Bulgaria, in Europe, and I knew right there and then that I won't be in Canada anymore.
Okay.
So I took 2 weeks and I packed my things up and I came to Jamaica.
Okay.
And my plan is to stay here and dedicate my time here. I started this foundation called Olivia Spiker Foundation, and what this is all about is really educating the youth. I'm with special focus with the ECI, that is the early learning,
Yeah.
and children who are gifted or talented. My reason behind all of what I'm doing with my foundation, we had COVID and there was a gap in the literacy rate. Like these kids that were in school, they miss a lot of lessons, they miss a lot of things. Like my mom was a teacher and she was crying that her children are not coming to class So we understand that that's a problem where the literacy rate fell.
Right.
And if the system here in Jamaica, if we do plan to focus on these children and say, yes, we have to get them back up to the level, then you're going to take some focus of the children, of the babies, and that's going to create another problem.
Right.
And foundation is the most important part of your growth.
Yeah.
The babies need more nurturing. They need to learn what they need to learn in order to make it primary, in order to make it to high school.
Right.
So to correct most of these issues that the society or Jamaica on a whole is dealing with, you have to start it from its root. You have to start it from its root. While you're working on the immediate problem, don't forget the roots. And that's where my plan is, where I'll be focusing on the early learning. I have a few active programs right now on my platform. So I've adopted one school, and that school is Cumberland College and Infant School.
Okay.
I've met with the teachers and principal, and I was able to have some of the politicians of the area attend the meeting with me. And we'll be working on 3 main projects, which is they need security there. They need fencing, security fencing. So that is one program that I will be doing along with the infant department. They don't really have an infant department. So at the moment, there is a space that we can put it. So I will be setting it up. So that's a major project, and I'm dedicating myself to work at it, and I will get it done.
That's good. I like that spirit right there.
Yes, and also a computer lab. So those 3 major projects that I will be working with. And it doesn't mean that I will be working only with one school. I'm starting from one to the next. I also have a vitamin program. And this is one that I'm passionate about too. We understand that we don't really eat healthy. We don't really feed the children healthy things. Now that we understand as adults that now we start having some aches and some pain and we become diabetic, we understand, we need to cut the sugar out, we need to cut this out, or we need to take some supplements. We need to start it from early. We do need to start these training from early. And the vitamin program, I want to have supplies to every ECIs.
Okay.
I'll be starting it in segment. I'll be starting from Manchester, my parish of Manchester. So I'll raise the funds, get vitamins to supply to the babies. So with their lunches, they will be able to get 1 vitamin per day.
Wow, that is awesome.
Yes, and after that, I'll extend it. After the success of just that one parish, I'll be extending it to a few more parishes, and then hopefully we'll be able to make it become a national project.
I like it. So, with you doing all that, what is the relationship like with mom now?
Mom, oh my gosh, mom, she's so proud. She's always so proud.
Yeah.
She's always so proud. My mom is on the verge of retirement. Secretly, I saw a document that she extended her retirement. I hope my mom is not watching this because I still when I saw it.
Let it out the bag.
So she loved her children so bad. She loved her children. My mom is getting up there in age, and it's time for her to relax now. She raised so many babies. She raised so many kids.
So how old were you among the siblings? Are you the youngest or the oldest?
I'm middle. I have 2 below and 2 above.
Wow, you literally in the middle.
Oh, what am I talking about? I have 3 below.
Okay.
3 below.
Okay.
Yes.
3 below. Wow.
And 2 above. But the good thing is, and my family is very fortunate. Where you have families where you have mom would have a favorite, dad would have a favorite. We're all treated equally. Whether you're the firstborn, lastborn, as they call it, the wash belly.
The wash belly.
Or the middle person who won't get any attention. Like, we are like all of my siblings, we are all in different paths, and we're all being successful in our areas where we're going.
I
And
like that.
my mom is proud of every single one of us. My dad is proud of every single one of us.
Beautiful, beautiful. I'm proud of you guys. And I don't even know the rest of the family, but I'm proud of you guys. Now, the sports part of what you've done while growing up, are those things that if they was to ever resurface, was those things that you would be consider doing?
Some people
Some.
feel. By the way, if you're hearing me, I need to join the netball team. I need to start jumping and catching balls again. I'm okay going back to netball. And I'm okay starting a league. I'm okay with getting myself involved in the organization or management of some form of sports. I had a conversation today and with someone special, and that person was mentioning to me that, you know what, Jamaica need a lot more sports program.
Yeah.
We don't have gold, we don't have oil to offer, but what we have to offer is our culture, which is of music and arts. We have our great athletes. So there's a lot more that we, Jamaica, the system can do. Yes, we do have the college for sports, and we do have the university for the arts. But what about those people who can't afford to go? What about those people who are not in Kingston and they do have talent up in Manchester, up in Banana Ground? They can't afford to go to Kingston, or they're working, or they're going to school otherwise. But these talents are being wasted. So the system can do more, or we all can come together and do more for sports and let people know once they see this color coming, we're going to take over.
You coming to work. So you guys just recently had Labor Day down there. What did you get yourself involved in?
Okay, so I did an amazing tour with Cornell Bunting. Cornell Bunting had a project at the Sunbeam Boys Home that is in Old Harbor, and I was able to represent him, and I went there.
Oh, nice.
I was able to meet the superintendent.
Okay.
Mr. Wiley. Awesome person. I chit-chat with some of the boys, and amazingly, I met one of my old instructor, Sergeant Davis. He brought some of the trainees.
Yeah.
He brought some of the trainees down to do some painting and just grooming of the environment there, and it was really good touching base with them.
Wow.
When I see these people that I worked with, I really bring back something.
Yes.
Really bring back something.
So someone told me they saw you at the racetrack. You have some type of passion for the horses, or what's going on with that?
Well, I'm always seeking business to go into business. I attempted once in Canada in terms of buying and selling horses, like buy the horses young, train them for the Derby and sell them in the auction. So,
man,
me making those trips down to Cayman's Park was to really see what's open there. I am interested in something going on, but it may not be on the top of my priority list. But I love horses, by the way. My favorite animal.
Okay.
Actually. Yes.
Can you ride them? Can you ride a horse?
Hopefully, that's a goal.
You're gonna learn.
I did ask for someone to teach me how, and the promise was made, so I'm gonna hold that person to it.
Okay, that's good. That is good, and I think you'll learn it. I think you learn. You're a good learner. So I'm excited to see what that could look like. You riding and having fun with horses that you're passionate about.
Yes, yes. I'm always seeking business ventures, business partners. Currently, what I am mainly doing,
Mhm.
along with my sister, we have this company. We deal with auto
Okay.
sales. So it's called Presidential Auto Sales.
Okay.
We do importation of vehicle, whether it's cars, trucks, heavy equipment. So it's used cars that we do sell. Um, we also take custom orders. So if any and all you see a vehicle that you like, just let us know, send us a screenshot, and we'll take care of it for you, and it will be Jamaica.
What? That is amazing, man. Maybe I have to take you guys up on that
Oh
little
yes,
offer there.
honestly, you'll be impressed. We'll take
Wow.
care of you.
That is amazing. Now you're the reigning Mrs. Universe Jamaica. What is the upcoming Mrs. Universe look like? What is gonna be happening with that? Is that happening or what's going on with that?
Okay, so I'm very, very excited about this. Very, very excited. So the next pageant is going to be in Kingston on April 5, right throughout to the 8th. So
Okay.
the coronation night will be on the 8th, but we have sessions leading up. So the entire 4 days is going to be packed with fun, glim and glitter and beautiful ladies. So we're looking forward for that. We also have registration still open. We do have ladies on board. They're starting their training. They're
Mm-hmm.
getting everything together, getting their sponsorship. My director, Shannon Green, she's working diligently on
That's
getting
good.
everything together. But so far, we are almost ready, and we are awaiting that date, July
Ooh.
5, July 5 to the 8th.
Wow, that's gonna be big.
Oh yes, and it's going to be at AC Hotel in Kingston.
Oh, lovely. So, guys, if you can get out there to AC Hotel in Kingston, I think that's New Kingston, right?
Yes.
Oh,
And
man.
just to inform you all too, there will be one day that we'll be open up to the public where we'll have some presenters.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the presenters will be on immigration. There will be an immigration consultant there speaking to us about what is it that we need to know in terms of immigration. And we're also having a special guest there. And guess who that is?
Let's keep them in suspense. That's a beautiful
All
thing.
right. Awesome.
So now with everything that's going on in Jamaica, for individuals that are curious about wanting to visit Jamaica, what could you tell them?
Okay, so there are a lot of times that you might hear something and you don't know of something. It's best if you talk with your friend, talk with someone who is here, make a trip, see what it's like for yourself. Jamaica is the most beautiful place. The
Wow.
people are great. The beaches are good. Don't even mention food. Like if you come here and have a jerk chicken, you will never want to eat any other jerk chicken ever.
Yeah.
So it is a matter of you knowing it yourself rather than hearing it from someone or hearing it on the media. Most of the time, the people on social media who may say some things about a particular area, they necessarily haven't been there or that was their experience. We do have our tourism sector. People are here flying in the out. When the same friend I spoke to today, they said he witnessed so many people when they're ready to leave their vacation end, their criteria is not to leave. So I would say experience it for yourself. If you need assistance, get a tour guide. Get a tour guide, talk with the travel agencies, and they will guide you. Jamaica is the best. I'll tell you one thing, Bunting. When I went to Bulgaria, some of us in Jamaica don't understand what Jamaica really means to other people out there. When I went to Bulgaria, I was walking through the city of Sofia, and we walked through the mall. A bunch of people, all the bystanders, there were 100 competitors, like 100 ladies of us, beautiful, beautiful ladies. And I've seen so many times where people pick me out. I said, Jamaica, Jamaica. They don't speak English that well, but once they see Jamaica, they recognize it. Jamaica, Jamaica. The kids from like as young as 7 years old, I saw, were shouting at me, Jamaica, Jamaica. So the value that we have on other people out there, I don't think we truly understand. And there's a lot of messages, bad messages that are going out there about what Jamaica is like. Yes, we understand one of our main problems is crime. But when we look at other countries, like, or say, for instance, say Mexico, they do have crime. But what? It's not going to stop me from going to Mexico. Mexico is fine. I'm going to go there and enjoy myself. So it's for us to understand before you make a decision of missing out on the jerk chicken, missing out on meeting people like us, missing out on all these lovely, lovely, lovely beaches. Just take it further. I think you're muted now, Cornell.
You are right. I love that. I was saying that I think you just said it very well. For individuals that need to understand, they miss out if they hear something. Just ignore that. Because everyone's faith is different. So with that, you doing all the stuff that you're doing in the community outreach and all that stuff. How can people find you if they want to find you?
Okay, so I am on social media. I do have my Instagram. It's at Olivia Smichael. My Facebook at Olivia Smichael. My website, Olivia Smichael Foundation.
Wow. Even
if you get through to Mrs. Universe Jamaica official platform, my name will be right under.
Good.
So if you don't remember my name, Olivia Smichael, look for Mrs. Universe Jamaica.
Oh my goodness. And you have an easy name, so I don't think no one will have any issues with remembering your name. This was a lot of fun.
Oh, yes.
Man, we talked quite a bit on a few things. We learned about you at a very young age and all these mud baths that you did. This is this is quite intriguing. So, Mrs. Olivia Smichael, I want to thank you for being on our show today, our Stories to Create podcast, right here at EHAS Club. And you must come back again sometime, yes?
Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely. And Cornell, if I should add, you are doing an awesome work. Do you rest, by the way?
I know, right? I do.
You're doing an awesome job.
I do. Thank you. Listen, listeners, you guys heard it. She have created yet another story right here at EHAS Club. Until our next episode, where we will get you in tune with what's going down right here on the next story and how we create that.
Thanks for tuning in and downloading this episode of Stories to Create. We appreciate you being part of this growing community of storytellers and listeners. If today's conversation inspired you, please share the show with friends, family, or anyone who could use a little motivation in their journey. A special thank you to our sponsors, EHAS Organization, Cornell Bunting LLC, and Nostril Cheese Chase for supporting the mission and making this podcast possible. To learn more about our work, upcoming projects, and how you can get involved, be sure to visit www.hisinkorg and www.cornellbunting.com. Until next time, keep creating, keep growing, and remember, your story has power.